Hello, it's an Archangel. You might see it's a different setup than what you're used to seeing. I will make a whole nother video about that, but I recently got out of the military. Oh, now I can just do things I want to do now. But, I wanted to make a video. This is not scripted at all, by the way. I kind of wanted to make it scripted, but I was like, nah. About how transids are not really... Some people call them transids. For me, I just call them transids because it's just easier for me to say. But how transids are not scary, and we shouldn't be like... What's weird is, I'll see like a lot of posts like, this is not a transid, and it's like, basically trans, like, I want like the hair color pink. It's like, that's a transid. A transid just means that you want to transition to something else. Like, it could be, like, transgender is the most obvious one, trace, which is transracial, trans-disordered, transabled, like, whatever. And people will be like, why would you want to identify with something like that? And I just want to go over some reasons people might want to. Also, unrelated, this is, like, the best Crunch Bomb slime I've ever gotten from a store. I got this from a mall. Look at this shit. Ugh. Beautiful. Not sponsored, obviously, but just want to shout this out. But, reason would be like trans mother, trans father, trans parental. You might think like, why not just have a kid? Or like, why would you want to identify with something like that? It's such a useless label. Well, what if someone is infertile and they really want children, but they can't, and they maybe can't go through the adoption process and all this stuff, so they're like, you know what, I'm going to identify as trans mother because I can't produce. Then there's other labels like Schrodinger's blank, like for me, Schrodinger's DPD, where you thought you had something, but you actually don't, but you still have it close to your heart, because I was diagnosed with DPD for multiple years, and so it was like a part of me, but I don't actually have it, but it's still like I still have a lot of a connection to it, and so I go by Schroeder's DPD. Another reason would be like muto-harmed or muto-trauma, and might be easier for some victims to go by that because they just don't want to face their trauma, which I understand. Like, it's not something you want to be thinking about all the time, and this could be all kinds of trauma. Another thing is, like, trace. People think are like, oh, you must be either racist and white, or have internalized racism and be POC. No. Sometimes it's okay to enjoy another culture. And, also another thing is, a lot of people don't realize how transids can help a lot of systems. Like, my system, we have some POC people, and yeah, they identify as trace because bodily look at us, but some of them, are black or Asian or Latino. Like, a lot of transit labels can help someone or a system with who they are. And, like, this is a new concept. Like, I remember, one of our alters a few years ago, when we were, like, the body was 12, and we, like, got into subliminal, like, the, like, UG subs. We really wanted teal eyes, and so, like, we watched all of this subliminal to make you have teal eyes. Trans body, trans eye color. So, like, this stuff's not new. I just think people are like, oh no. Like, they're scared of it because it's new. But, like, if you talk to people IRL about it, nobody cares. Like, I remember we got drunk and told our friend a bunch of stuff. They didn't care. They're like, okay, cool, do you. Like, personal identification is not scary, and it doesn't really have to be. Like, if you don't want to identify as all these labels, that's fine. We really like labels, even before we realized transid was a thing. We used a lot of gender labels. So, like, I just feel like the transid thing is like the Xenogender thing all over again. It's like, why do you need all these useless labels? It's like, why does it concern you? So, yeah, that's just what I want to say. But I hope you enjoyed the really shitty ASMR from this. But, I got some video ideas. I hope you liked my video essay I did. I'm gonna do another one about our sexuality. And obviously, when you're in a system and you have alters, you're all gonna have different sexualities and romantic attractions and whatever. But collectively, we've found a label that really describes us: autochorus sexual and cupio-romantic, which are like asexual aromantic micro labels. But you probably maybe have heard of them. But we're going to make a video essay on that, so look out for that. I think that should be our next video. And now that we're getting settled back into our life, we might be doing that sketchbook flip through that I said we would do months ago. So, yeah, I'll see you around. Thank you for watching.